Welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Danny and Mike, wherein the fellas discuss No Worries, Betty Boop Holograms, and Yoga Blocks. All that and special guest Shannon Coffey. Now play the music, Squatty.
Like someone who would get catfished a lot.
This is so nice.
He does.
Well,
he does.
What do you mean he does?
I would have, a decent cachet of Bazooka Joe bubblegum in terms of if I had a nickel for every time he's told me that, something is going on his tweeter.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is that your type? You're like, I'm all about those Twitter DMs.
He is. He definitely engages in Twitter DMs.
I have slid into the DMs. This one
not for nefarious reasons.
Yeah, not
but
for nefarious reasons.
Maybe sometimes. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what he does in his life.
This one was like a Trump bot that followed me, and I exchanged messages with them, and then they started catfishing me real hard.
Oh no!
Yeah,
for money.
No, they're just like
they want to know everything about you.
Yeah.
Where
They're
do
like
you live?
Yeah.
Tell me about your kid.
They were pumping me for information.
Your banking.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
They're like, just mail your kid to me real quick.
real quick. Like
we're real short on them over here.
If you are the person who pretends to be a Verizon employee and gets Twitter all in a tizzy, you can imagine the amount of weird messages that must come through. Hateful, helpful, hurtful.
Was
happy.
anyone supportive? Cool. Was anyone like, thank you so much. I love Verizon and the service.
Yes. Yes, they have.
Well, let's, I want to dig more into that. But before we do, let's get the show started. Welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
You touched me.
And to his right, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
You didn't touch me. Oh, Danny touched me.
And our guest for the entire hour, Shannon Coffey.
Be careful.
Hey,
welcome, Shannon.
Thank you.
Hi, Shannon.
Thank you for being here. My name is Jeremy. Thanks for tuning in. And podcast starts now. Go.
I thought it already started.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk at once.
That's how we do it here.
Shannon had us on.
And then he says, "Now we can go."
Yeah.
Shannon had us on the build-up.
The build-up, the build series, right?
Yeah. It was build up live.
Yeah,
Build
Up Live. It was a pilot episode.
Yes.
A lot
Have
of
there
fun.
been further episodes?
No.
Oh,
this
so
is
we
hilarious.
didn't do a good job.
No, you did an amazing job. I think everybody killed
They
it.
called us one of a kind. That's what they said.
Yeah. The thing is, in corporate America, I feel like they're just like, yeah, this is happening this way. And then 2 weeks later, they were like, everything's changed. Like the CEO changed. And then they were like, you know what? We actually need you to do these viral videos. And I was like, videos, you can't make viral videos. You can make videos across your fingers.
What about your viral video
I was
camera?
going to say, Danny and I had a sketch group. And actually, that's your background, right? A lot of sketch, UCB. Yeah.
Improv sketch. Yeah.
We did a viral video camera sketch where
It's true.
Danny digs
The
around my
camera
closet,
creates
finds a video camera that's magic. So in that case, that's true. It does work.
Yeah, but it only works in that one sketch.
Yeah.
It's only available in that one sketch,
That's
and it's a slight ripoff of Dave Chappelle's, future camera or whatever.
But we didn't really know
Different.
that
It wasn't the
at
same. Look, see, this is how we had
Yeah.
that. Look, I don't know if we should make this video. It's pretty close to Dave Chappelle's. But
I
it
say
didn't.
just go for it.
We
you
did.
know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they did.
Yep.
I didn't.
Yeah, there's
You
a
could
lot
have,
of
though, if you wanted to
I
be a
could've.
part of it.
I could have.
He doesn't like it as much.
Oh,
as we
really?
did.
You secretly not? Were you like a little bit like I want to be a part of it, but it's not my idea?
No, I didn't know about their man boobs thing for a while, and then I wasn't part of that kind of
they're two different
He was in a man boob sketch, though.
orbits.
true.
Yeah.
We did a Nightlines with a Z.
Yeah, I didn't know that was man boobs. I just thought that was the first Danny and Mike thing.
We're taking the views.
It could be.
Those views are
It
ours.
could be,
and you're not
but
taking that.
yeah, Man Boobs Comedy on YouTube took all those views, all 1,700 of them.
Damn, you lost that on like $1.75.
Pack them into a little saltine can. And just bring them with me. These are my views. What's up? Dump them out on the table. Oh, they're all crumbs now. Shit.
Oh no, yeah.
Well, YouTube's the devil now, so who cares?
Yeah, YouTube is a devil. YouTube was down last night. Did you hear about that YouTube drama last
What
night?
happened? What did you do? Did you like pull
dish
the
it.
plug on? What
Dish
happened?
it.
Yeah, what
I
happened?
don't know. I just went online and people were like, "What am I gonna do?" And I'm like, "YouTube is down." And I was like, "Guys, it's not that
You
serious."
said I'm gonna have to
But
check this out
everyone that
myself.
had YouTube
Went
Red was
over
like,
to the
"I'm on
YouTube
it."
website, and what did it say?
I didn't check.
Oh, so you
I was
don't
like, I
even.
don't give a
You
fuck.
just
You don't even-
yes.
Yeah, you know, I really
okay.
am over with YouTube. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ahead of.
But what's-
I'm
They
ahead
were-
of
they
They were
everyone's
trying to
time.
be. They were trying to be cool and help young
Makers.
makers do things and creators. And now they've abandoned all of that to be like, who's giving me at
Yeah.
least 1 million views? I know there's some idiot out there who's sticking condoms up their nose that really want to get in on that.
So do you call
YouTube really
yourself?
wanted to get in on the condom challenge.
Do you
Yeah.
call yourself a creator now? Is that fair?
Now? No, I think I called myself a creator when I was making YouTube videos like every week, every day. But now I'm like, I'm back to being just a comedian.
It's hard. It's like
Sounds
that.
better
So you
that
got-
way.
Yeah, I prefer being a comedian, but you know, you're always trying to be like, okay, I gotta label myself so these suits understand who I am. And
Right.
people are always like, no,
Fucking
Shannon,
suits, man.
let's fit you in this box. And I'm like, no, boxes are for putting dead bodies, you know?
Yeah,
Whoa.
Yes.
or
Put
ideas.
that on a t-shirt.
Yes.
Don't put me in a box.
Yeah.
Boxes for dead people.
Yeah, nobody lives in a box.
Yeah.
We go to die.
Well, I mean,
Um,
you're currently in my apartment, which is
Very
a bit
hot
of a,
box
bit
right
of a
here.
box. Yeah.
It is hot. If I get red, it's because I have rosacea. So
Oh my god.
Don't worry.
So did WC
Jeremy's apartment's gonna get Fields
Fields.
or Handy.
No,
Wait,
it wasn't
who-
WC Handy. It's WC Fields.
Who's WC Fields?
The great comedian. You're in good
I
company.
like girls.
Oh, okay.
Very young girls. He was
Oh, he was a pedophile.
I don't-
Great.
yeah,
That
I
was
was
a
a
great
pedophile.
compliment.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a
Okay,
lot,
it's
Dan.
true. I'm just saying.
I had her going until you
I'm
actually
just
quoted
saying,
him.
That's I mean, hey, you
Thanks
know,
a
what
bunch.
can you
Get
do?
me out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Great.
How much?
had a big top hat and a big cigar. See?
Okay,
Tell
I
all
gotta
them-
Google him later.
Oh, definitely do.
Google
He's
might
a
be down.
misogynist.
Oh no, Google's down
Yeah,
just for
Goo-
pedos.
Yeah, Google's down. Sorry, guys.
Oh, if Google's down, then people will be really upset.
Do you think?
Yeah,
Do you
Google?
think they would use?
because then you'd have to
Could you
go to
imagine?
Alta Vista.
You'd have to start
and who
banging.
uses that anymore?
People would start banging
I don't
Bing
even know
or
what Alta
binging
Vista
Bing.
is.
Wasn't Alta Vista another one? That was like old.
I think
That's
it's-
old,
yeah.
old.
Yahoo.
You just showed the age
It's
gap.
Everybody
Yeah.
goes back
It's
to
We're
Yahoo.
the same
you know, you
age.
got to go to Ask Jeeves.
Oh,
Sounded
Ask
better- oh,
Jeeves.
see-
Oh, I know.
See,
it.
Now
I'm
you're speaking my
grabbing for
language.
it.
Yeah, good
But
save.
ask-
You know-
oh
Good
yeah,
save.
you're right. That
There's
is a search
Bing,
engine.
right? Bing is a big thing.
I make
Bing,
fun of everyone who used Bing.
Yeah.
Every single person that
Do
I
you
I
say
never
Bing?
used Bing ever.
So the verb, the act of using Bing, would you call it binging or binging?
Binging.
But
Are you-
that's pronounced binging. That's already a word.
I don't get into the semantics, but I do know that I like to call people out when they use Bing because I don't know why you need to. Why do you
Now
need
that-
to use Bing?
Now
when
that
there's Google?
Jeremy has broken the seal by using the word semantics, Shannon, I need you to back me up on this. I
Okay.
need you to back me up
I'm
on
ready.
this.
I was a communications major,
I need
so
you to back me up on this.
I'm all about semantics.
Fantasy football is Dungeons and Dragons for jocks.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. I love it.
Wait,
Thank you
do
so
we
much.
not all know that that's the truth?
We're warming up to it. This is something you came up with on
There's
a little
nothing
tour.
warming up about it, but yeah, I mean,
It makes sense,
I
it's
can't,
just we don't
I
wanna
can't
give
refute
credit.
it.
It's
so
tough medicine. Just
it's-
take it.
It's tough medicine.
just take
it's
it.
Pepto Bismol.
Whoa.
Wait, so do you do fantasy football and not Dungeons and Dragons? And you were trying to be like, we're cool because this is football, but Dungeons and
Correct.
Dragons
That's
is nerdy.
exactly how I am in my life.
Oh my god!
I know, and I feel bad about it. I feel bad.
Yeah, you're not
You know,
better than anyone who plays
I love.
Dungeons and
I,
Dragons.
I mean, hey,
You're
you
painting
know,
an invisible line on the
the
floor.
only, the only thing that got me to be like, oh, maybe D&D is cool is Airheads.
oh
you know?
yeah, I
Interesting.
love
Because he
that
says,
movie.
my name is Chester, and I used to pick my nose in high school, and I was into D&D. And now he's a rock and roller, and everybody's like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, who fucking... No, that shit's still fucking nerdy.
Wow.
Damn, did you like
You tried.
Stranger Things? Oh, that's a no.
Did you like Black
Just
Mirror?
say no.
Did you like Black
How
Mirror?
could you not?
You didn't like it.
Did
oh
you
my,
like-
you don't like it.
I didn't. And we had two people from the show on our podcast, so I had to
Oh,
pretend like...
No, you at that point you hadn't,
I hadn't
seen it.
seen it.
Yeah.
That's right.
okay.
So he was able to honestly react. to
So wait,
that.
you still haven't watched any of the first season of Stranger Things?
I watched the first 2 episodes with you, and that was all I've ever watched.
Wow.
Jeremy is famous for
You're
just
awesome.
watching the first.
Sorry, guys. Wow, Shannon Coffey is looking at me like I'm a fucking asshole.
He's a lying
No,
piece of
you're
garbage,
fine.
is what he is.
I just am like, wow, 2 episodes.
It didn't catch me. Hey, you gotta
There's only
like 8
catch
to
me.
me.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
Here's
the
the
first two
temp-
didn't do
Here's
it.
the Tamborelli train. Get on it. You know what I mean? You got to catch
You know?
me.
What if I said the first
Why do you think
couple?
I was only in the first Mighty Ducks? Because we wanted to be in the second 2.
I didn't even know there was 2 other ones.
That's
Actually.
what I'm fucking
I just
saying.
found that
Lightning
out.
That's
had-
what I mean.
Lightning doesn't strike the same
It's
place
gotta,
twice.
you
bro.
know.
I saw the
I got
real
my finger on the pulse.
Mighty Ducks play.
The
I didn't know that they were an
Anaheim Mighty
Excuse
actual-
me, we were
yeah.
the real Mighty Ducks, please.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
You
I
saw
mean,
the
like the
NHL
professional.
Mighty
Yeah.
Ducks. Yeah.
Oh man, you're so angry. You're so angry at me.
How long has he been carrying around
And
this
they don't
raid?
say
Yeah.
Mighty. It's just they're the Anaheim Ducks. They dropped the Mighty.
How long
Oh,
ago
I
did they
didn't
drop
know
This
the
year,
Mighty?
this year they're going to be wearing some throwback jerseys. That'll be pretty cool. Actually.
Oh,
That'd be good for
nice.
you for jersey sales.
I don't think that's
No.
I don't get any.
computes.
You don't
I
get a cut.
I
You don't get a cut of jersey
I don't get
sales?
a cut. No.
I thought you get a cut of every Duncan jersey sold.
No.
No,
No, that would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
we
I
get
was
some.
a side character though, so they're not selling like the Kyrie Irvings or the LeBron James in the world.
Well, neither of those
Kyle
guys
Korvers.
plays hockey, so I don't
Oh
see
yes,
why
they
would.
do. They do play hockey.
Okay.
Idiots.
So, are you a fantasy footballer?
Mm-mm.
Are you a Dungeons and Dragoner?
No, I've only done one campaign and it had to end early because
Wait,
everybody
Are
moved.
they called campaigns?
Yeah. And they're called campaigns.
What? He's like, oh, it's so different from a football season, a campaign. It's like, what is
Yeah.
this foreign?
At least like
what is this
Dungeons and
foreign
Dragons
language?
makes more sense. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like
dude.
Oh,
fantasy.
because you
like,
can
I can't
improvise
go-
and you're not working on specific stats
Get
and
the
you
fuck
can't.
outta here.
You
Football's a
can't
real thing that
change
you
anything.
can like partake in. It's weird that you're like, you know what we're gonna do is make up our own teams. It's like, you little freak, just follow the real teams.
Thank you.
Dungeons and Dragons is fantasy. You're like, oh, I'm a 3-headed snake that has like titties and shit, like cool shit. You're
and
just
I
being like
shoot a bow and arrow.
football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm called the BK Brick Tossers, okay? And that's a cool fucking name.
That for a basketball team
Yeah, or a gang.
or a gang, or yeah, like a minor gang in the Warriors.
Yeah. The mine is El Tigre.
Isn't that a band? Or like Tigre is a band?
That's what's
No,
in
no,
it.
Yeah.
El Tigre.
Yeah, all right. So
Very
you just
With a
switched the
Z.
first
No
two
la.
letters.
With
Yeah,
a Z.
Yeah. With the Z. No,
He's got those cool polo shirts with the little, tiger on it.
El Tigre. So
Yeah.
your team is just one tiger,
the Tiger.
the tiger.
I don't know why it's called that. It's just because I'm a Cincinnati
Famous for
Bengal
Tiger.
fan. So and they're the Bengal Tigers. So that's probably how I came up with it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a Midwest guy.
Midwest guy.
Oh,
You're
sweet.
you're a Midwest gal.
No,
No,
I grew up in Puerto
New York.
Rico.
What?
Yeah,
Puerto Rico.
originally from New York,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but I lived in
Jeez.
Puerto Rico from like ages 5 until 18. So that's where I became a person.
So
Oh.
so you were in New York for a long time, but then you went to LA. Is that
When do you run for city council? Is my question.
comptroller?
I don't know. I don't even. Did I miss the deadline?
No,
Is it too
no,
late?
you can still file.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You can't vote, but you can file now. Yeah, it's too
I'm
late to
registered
vote.
to vote in LA. I'm gonna
Oh,
vote.
good.
I'm going back.
Absentee? Oh,
November
good.
6th.
Oh, you are
Yeah.
Good.
You're
Just to
going
vote?
not just,
Just
for
for
the vote?
a week, like a week.
Okay.
Cool.
to do shows and vote.
Yeah. Hang out, see my cat.
Yeah.
Pet my cat.
Is that weird though? You've been gone. I mean, you've been here for because I remember when you and Rob both went to L.A. and then and you had.
I'm sorry, Rob Michael Hugel.
Yeah,
Hugel.
past
Yeah.
guest Rob Michael Hugel.
Don't say that.
Shout out.
He hates that.
So I remember, and it's a thing people do when you're a comedian and you get some traction and you go to LA and it happens and it's beautiful and you soak up the sunshine and eat the In-N-Out burger and it's
People,
a
yeah,
great
people
life.
send you to Pink's for hot dogs.
No, I
Don't
mean I'm sure it's
bother.
great, but
I mean,
yeah.
it's great, but yeah.
no, I'm not
It's
standing
hot
in line.
dogs. Yeah.
I would for tacos though. If there's
If you're in Chicago, try Big Star.
Oh.
There you go.
Wow.
no, but my question I guess is you're sort of
my
going
back
back and
out.
forth
Sorry.
now. Or are you gonna go? Are you gonna stay in New York? Are you gonna go do LA? Or are you just sort of running around?
Well, when I first moved to LA, I was there in 2014. I only got to stay there for like 8 months before I got a couple of jobs in New York.
Gotcha.
So I had to come right back. And that was a bummer. I lived here for 13 more months. Then I just moved back and this job came up at Build and I was like, you know what? I'll come back for it and see how it is.
Yeah.
But my
You had
apartment is
been-
still in LA.
You had been auditioning for New York stuff while in LA, got the jobs and came back to New York to do it the first time.
No, it was kind of tricky. The first time was I auditioned for to be a VH1 VJ for their like top 20 countdown show, and they
Nice.
never told me that it was in New York. I think I just had like a burp try to come out. But they never told me it was in New York. In New York, and they like auditioned me once
In LA.
in LA.
Yeah.
And they like booked it. They're like, booked it. So great. Can't wait to hope you're ready to move right back to New York. And I was like, what? I was like, no. I don't want to go to New York.
Read this email back. New York.
No.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
didn't
want.
say it.
No, I don't want to do that.
There was
No,
like
it just
no.
didn't say it.
It didn't say it at all.
Oh shit!
Like the
That's fucked
audition
up.
was in LA. Like they knew that I had just moved to LA. Like and I was
Oh,
like,
how are you liking your new place? Cool. You ready for a new one?
yeah, it was such a bummer. But
Fuck.
being a VH1 VJ was really fun. So I was like, I like that part of it. But I don't like living in New York.
Really?
But you
Yeah.
were born here.
So
That's true.
Wow.
You're not. There's nothing tying you to here. You can live wherever you want.
yeah, like my family's here right now. But I don't know. I just don't like anything about New York.
Whoa! Especially
So-
podcasting in really hot studios.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mind. This isn't that bad. This is one of the more fun things you can do in New York. It's like when you go outside out there.
Give me 3 things that you don't like about New York.
As a New York native,
I
I'm
don't
a New
wanna,
Jersey
like,
native.
caca on New York.
No,
it's really okay.
I don't. I look. I'm from New Jersey. I've lived here
Oh,
since
wow.
2005. So I feel like I can.
he's a sneaker
Play
male.
both sides.
We call him a sneaker male.
Okay.
Also, Jersey sucks.
Fuck you, man.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Keep going.
Wow. Go ahead,
All
Shannon.
right,
Let it go. Let it loose.
I'm gonna be so generic here.
No.
It's the traffic.
I just want to know.
Okay,
That's it.
well,
You can be as generic as you like.
some of my pet peeves are like the fucking subway just doesn't exist. Like it doesn't work. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't work at all. It takes me forever to get anywhere. And as a woman getting home, like even going home tonight, it would either take me like an hour and 15 where I'm like, something's gonna happen.
Late. Yeah, not feeling safe.
Or just like taking an expensive car. Like
Right.
Ubers and Lyfts here are like so expensive.
So these are shitty choices that women are faced with in New York.
And I was just thinking about this yesterday when I was planning, like, oh, okay, after that podcast have to figure out how I'm getting home. And I had this flashback of this time that I was taking a taxi and the taxi driver didn't know how to get to my apartment. And I was like trying to explain it to him. And he was so impatient with me. And a guy in a white van rolled up and he was like, where are you guys going? And he was like,
Please
I'll
don't
take her.
kidnap me. Yeah.
The guy got out of his van and was like, here, how much is on the what do you call it?
On the
fare?
meter.
Yeah, he was like, how much is on the meter? I'll pay you whatever. Like
No
she can come
thanks.
with me.
No.
And I had to like lock the door and scream and be like, you're not gonna let me get out. Like you're not gonna sell me to this
So-
guy in a van.
So this
My
didn't happen to you in LA.
No, this never happened to me
Okay,
in
so
LA.
so
All right.
the subway.
Is that scary?
Human
Yeah,
tra-
Posted that on
the-
Twitter,
very
right?
scary.
You
The
posted
subway?
it,
Yeah,
and
I
I
did.
screen grabbed the last little bit of it
Oh,
because I was
really?
like, "This is what's fucked up about this."
Number
world.
1, the subway. Number 2, human trafficking. Number 3,
Yeah. Number 3, okay, like aside from just the bad vibes, you don't get water anywhere. Like when you go to a restaurant, rarely do they just have like good free water.
ooh,
I'm gonna have to stop you there.
wow.
I
I
don't
know.
know.
I mean,
I-
the subway thing, I can get behind.
Yeah.
You feeling uncomfortable and unsafe, that's totally.
Justifiable,
Justifiable.
and rational. Yes.
There's water. New York City has the best water in the country.
Whoa.
Come on.
Yeah.
It does.
But they like keep it behind, like you have to like ask for it and then they're like, oh,
You
you
have to
want a
keep-
cup of water?
There's gatekeepers.
You sure you don't want to buy water?
I
I'm
mean,
like, no,
I
just
feel like
want
you're
a cup of
talking about
water.
LA because
Yeah.
it had a drought and you'd have to ask for
No,
water.
and that's the crazy thing is in LA, even though there's a drought, we're like, hey, we value water, respect
Have
the
some-
water.
yeah,
Here's
yeah,
free
right.
water. There's all these
Breathe.
like self-serving water bottles
Merchants.
things. Yeah, here it's like we have the water,
I mean,
but we keep it. I'm
I
like,
think
you're
you go to
fucking weird.
McDonald's and Wendy's or something. What's going on?
No, I
What are these,
promise.
Olive Garden?
You have to pay.
No,
You have to
Olive
pay to
Garden's
use
good.
the loo in Europe. You know.
Oh yeah, that would suck. Also,
But it's also clean.
Well, I'm saying water's free, but you have to pay to use the loo. Would you rather?
Well, that's a bigger problem, I think. In
would
New
you
York City,
rather
is
have
that
to
you
pay
can't
for the
anywhere.
water and then? Yeah.
Except Starbucks now.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay, so water aside, look,
hold on,
easy
hold on.
easy fix for that.
Subway.
Camelback.
Okay, how about okay, I'll bring my own water. How about the fucking like the look of New York is like there's no sun, I like LA because of the yellow light. Like it's just like nice.
The quality
and
of the
fun.
light. The
It's
quality.
magic hour for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, and here it's like there's some neighborhoods where the sun just never hits.
Where do you live?
Yeah.
While you're staying.
You don't have to out yourself. It's
I live
don't
in
have to.
Ridgewood.
Well,
That's
you've,
the problem.
you've
But
done
it's
you've
nicer.
done it there.
No, I mean Ridgewood's I think a lot nicer than
I like
other
Ridgewood.
neighborhoods. It's not a bad
I get all the
neighborhood.
sun in the world
There's no
every day.
sun.
I live right in Crown Heights, right over there, and
It's a
I have.
fake sun.
It's not fake sun.
It's a fake
It's
sun.
beautiful
Spray.
sun.
All right, how about all the sadness in people's eyes?
Well,
That's everywhere.
She's got that.
That's
Okay, so that's
fucking-
five
That's
things.
everywhere.
No.
I will
That's
side
fi-
with you on this one.
That's 5 things. Okay, that's
Yeah.
5 good things. Okay. Things I don't like about LA.
Even completely unsolicited.
Yeah, you're like, so
Oh, okay. Did you really hurt your back?
Yeah, I threw my back out.
For the listener,
How? What
Mike
were you
is
doing?
wincing.
I don't know. I have a child, so
just how much does he
Anything.
weigh?
28 pounds plus.
Nice.
Getting there.
That's a big burrito.
His
It's a
his head
big
circumference.
burrito.
His head circumference is like the best thing about him. Not overall, but the highest
I was like,
the
that's
highest
his
quantity.
No, his
Yeah.
best attribute is his huge head.
When we were forming our Dungeons and Dragons party, we're like, we need a guy with a big head.
Oh, and you chose your baby.
Yeah,
How old is your son?
2, just turned 2.
Perfect age. Is he making sentences yet?
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
all
that's
kinds
so
of
cool.
sentences. The other day I'm feeding him and I miss his mouth with some noodles or whatever, and I'm looking. Where'd it go? I'm checking the high chair. That's like there's flat surfaces, so it can't have gotten that
Yeah.
far. I go, where the heck is it? And he just looks at me and goes, "It's right there." What a good, well-formed sentence. And it was
Love
was
that.
right there, sitting on the edge of his little silicone plate. He eats all of his meals out of this baby plate, which is called a newbie.
Nice.
Interesting.
Oh.
It's like spelled like some IKEA furniture type of thing. And
Umlauts
and I never know if it's ever clean because it's made of silicone. You can like scrub that thing with
Yeah.
a sponge and soap, and it's still like slippery and stuff. And it just
Weird.
I'm very thankful that he really likes broccoli and mushrooms.
Oh, that's so good for a baby.
Yeah, I would never eat that stuff when I waited till I was 18, I think.
That's
for
a good
all-
time
yeah.
to start getting into veggies.
I waited till I lived on my own.
I left vitamins aside until I was about 18 years old.
Oh no, that was pasta. Yeah, no, I started eating tomato sauce on my own when I was finally started living on my own.
Whoa.
I couldn't take it before that. I had like ziti with butter.
I feel that. Sometimes, like, especially if sauce comes with, like, chunks in it, I'm like, I don't like that.
You're not
don't
a
make
chunky
me do.
sauce.
Well,
kinda
just
girl.
don't make me do that extra work.
Yeah.
Some people love that
Whoa,
texture.
Yeah, I kind of like that texture.
Do you have like big pieces of? I don't know.
I want
Parmesan?
almost fully disintegrated tomatoes that when I put in my mouth, that just kind of is over.
So you like the
It's like-
grape potatoes? I mean, tomatoes?
I like.
Grape
I don't
potatoes.
like grape
Save the
tomatoes that like
Irish.
you take a
The
bite
grape
and it
potatoes
shoots down the back of your
saved
throat.
Ireland.
I'm not into that.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
No, I like Roma tomatoes.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Those were made in a lab. I don't know. Maybe they are. Tilapia is.
Messed up.
No, tilapia
We
is.
are.
Tilapia is
Fact
made in a
check.
lab.
Yeah.
Fact
I know,
check.
I think they
Well,
are.
it's not a freshwater fish anymore. It's only found in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've discussed this fish on the pod before.
Well, something I do love about Los Angeles is their fish tacos, specifically
Amen to
tilapia.
that.
Very yum. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Sorry, I
Venice,
didn't mean to bring you back to this because I
Venice
don't want
Beach?
you don't want us to say bad stuff about L.A.
Venice
I don't really
Beach?
have
Do
any.
you like it or you hate it?
It's the St. Mark's place
Yeah.
Yes.
Of-
I agree.
of
Yes.
LA. Like every third store is a bong store,
Yes.
and the store next to that is a sunglasses store, and then the next one is like a closing American apparel.
Yeah.
I will say the West Side, not my favorite LA.
Whoa.
I like
See,
the East Side.
That's weird because
That's why I like here because I don't want to go to the East Side because it's like I live in Brooklyn. Why the fuck do I want to go to the East Side of LA? I like to go to the West
Oh.
Side because that makes me feel like I'm in another place. Because it's the West Side. The only problem with that is you don't have friends because
Yeah.
no
No one
I
will
lived
come
there
see
for a
you.
little while and nobody came to me. I
Unless
had
you
to
have
go
a
to
band.
everybody else.
If you have a
I'm sorry.
band, people will come see you.
That's true.
Maybe.
But not even.
Yeah, it depends.
Not even. They're like, where is it? What side? You got to
Yeah,
take
how
the
much is
10?
it?
Fuck that. Immediately you hear the 10 freeway and people are like, no, thank you.
I don't drive, so I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we had this conversation because
We did.
because Lyft and Uber is so damn inexpensive. What does it matter?
It's like $2.
There's a lot
It's
of.
not
I got
$2.
I could just go
There's a-
everywhere for $2.
okay,
It's not $2. That's if you're
inside
going
joke.
between Silver Lake and
Los Feliz.
It's all
Yeah.
downtown.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from there.
Yeah, they just put it
that's
neutral.
flat actually. It's
Damn it.
pretty flat.
Sorry.
Those houses
Except
are
you hit
really
the
nice.
Canyons though, they're not flat.
Those
No.
houses are really nice
So much
north
fun.
of Sunset.
You still haven't said anything you really disliked about Los Angeles.
Trying
yeah,
to keep
I
it
can't
posy. I'm trying to keep it
I know.
posy.
Oh,
no,
no, you
no,
can be
but
negative,
let's,
don't worry.
let's just go for it, man.
Oh, I like the Cuban food at Versailles. That's a real negative.
That's a real negative.
Jeez.
Cuban food at Versailles.
Yeah, I can't stand it. It's really tasty. I like the.
Just packing on the LBs.
Wow. There's
'Cause
not
the
much.
food's so good.
That's
Is
There's
that
not
it?
much.
You just
There's not
don't
much.
like Venice?
There's not much to hate about Los
Yeah.
Angeles. But it's I
the-
think it's
the
the people
traffic.
for me is more than
I
anything.
don't mind the
Traffic
traffic.
sucks.
You don't like the people?
I
That's
can
because you're not driving.
I can live
That's
I
why you
can
don't mind the
live
traffic.
in LA for 90
True.
days without feeling like I'm feeling bad about where I'm at.
and then another
And then
89.
90 for
and
no
then another
day
89 days
91.
before having to pay taxes.
No, day 91. It's like these people are too slow. I just fucking I need something happen. Something happens where it's like I need to I need to be back where people are like, yo, bro, it's cool, man. Like we'll just oh, I'm sorry we messed up your burger. It'll be out in another 45, 50 minutes. Like, I want that fucking burger in 15 minutes and give it to me fucking now.
It's a
That's me on
veggie.
day 91.
It's a veggie burger.
Day 89, it's like, yo, it's cool, man.
Say
I'll
it.
just
No
wait
worries.
for
I
it.
fucking dare you.
No worries.
My least favorite. That's my
That's
least
it.
favorite thing
What,
about
no worries?
California.
No worries.
No worries.
I love no worries.
Why?
Why?
Because,
Why?
okay, so when I live in New York, I've literally had this happen to me like 1,000 times where I'm just sitting, minding my own business, and people are like, what the fuck are you so smiley about? And I'm like, oh my God, please don't attack me.
That's people. That's people though. They have a problem.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
like in New York is all worries, you know? Like New York
Okay,
is
so you need to
seriously-
you need to juxtapose yourself.
Yeah, I don't like the whole. I feel like New Yorkers are like acting like they're so busy. I got so much. Look at me, I'm walking real fast. I'm like, you're not doing anything more than I'm doing in LA.
If you're walking fast, you're just being more efficient about your day. It has nothing to do with anything.
I mean, I
you're
walk
just-
fast
you're just like,
too, but like
okay.
I feel like people in New York are just like. Like what I like about LA is like it's like the difference between working out with a smile and working out with just like a shit attitude, like all smoking cigarettes, being like, I fucking gonna
hate
kill
doing this,
myself
but I
later,
have
and
to
you're
do
like,
it.
why
My
are you
doctor
working
says.
Why
out?
are you working out?
Yeah, just end it, man.
Wow.
Whereas like LA is like, yeah, let's just smile through it.
No worries. But everybody
No
has
worries.
worries. It's just like, I give you $4.
So I guess we should all be in Chicago as a happy medium.
it's a
I guess
beat in the
It's
middle,
like
beat
a
in
little
the
bit
middle.
of here, a little
Some
bit of this,
worries.
a little
So
bit of
now in
that.
the winter,
like-
I can't open my eyes
I
in
give-
Chicago.
True.
I give you $4, you give me 62 cents change. I'm like, thank you. And you go, no worries. Obviously, there's worries. There's worries on both sides of this
You
equation.
gave me two
Why?
pennies. They're worthless.
Yeah, I
This-
don't think
why?
you're-
Because we don't. It's just a transaction. We're not suspending the laws of life for all of time. You know what I mean? I'm worried. I'm worried about stuff. I'm worried about my son. I'm worried
But
about life.
You're
Okay,
applying
but, like-
that to everything in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
but it's like,
Like-
this person. But it's like this person
It's like
saying that.
I'm sorry.
It's like
No
this.
worries.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like this.
Or
this
like,
person
you're
is
welcome.
saying
No worries.
your worry is inconsequential. It's like that's what
About
they're
But
saying.
this-
sometimes we need to remember that, though. Like worrying doesn't fix anything.
Control
Worrying
what
doesn't
you
make
can
you more
control.
efficient.
Okay.
Worrying
Shannon
actually
Coffey,
takes up a lot of
speaking
brain
of
space.
Comptroller 2018. Damn.
You should
No,
make
for
it
real
comptroller.
though. I'm a worrier too, and I honestly I feel you. I know that we're gonna worry, but the more reminders that we have, to not fucking waste our time. We waste so much energy worrying about things that literally most of the time we can't control.
But why should it be
Yes.
people in the service industry
Am I
that keep
regular?
reminding us not to worry?
They have
Those
the
peop-
most to lose.
I'm saying that's ironic to me because are they trying to put my mind at ease so I feel good enough?
They're
to
putting
tip
your
them?
mind at ease to put their own mind at ease.
Yeah, or just
Because
okay.
I'm like, there's flirty baristas, bro.
Flirty baristas.
Whoa.
There are
.com?
flirty baristas
there are.
out there.
I have to actually switch up my coffee shops often here because I feel like baristas get too attached. I
Come
had
on,
a barista
it's easy
recently
to fall
who
in love in this city. Come on.
skipped me. He was like, "Do you mind if I just take care of other people so I can keep you here? And I was like, no, yeah, I do mind. I'm on my way to work.
I'm online to get served. Yeah.
Married man.
It's like I need you to.
I gotta go, married
Yeah, see you
man.
later.
He wanted to give you like individual service and take time out of your day. No, thank you.
It started off like a fun friendship where he would tell me about like
that's it.
serial killers.
That's it. Yeah.
And like ghost stories.
No.
And you're like, and I'm like,
Ooh.
I love this
He
shit.
knows stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, he's like, "Can I keep you?" And
This
I'm
is
like,
2 weeks ago. This is 2
All right,
weeks
Casper,
ago. though.
take it
This
down.
is not that long ago.
No, this was really recent. Yeah.
Yeah, because they only really get into that murder shit in the month of when fall comes around.
Oh no, people are always talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
murder shit year round.
That's
So
our
is Sam.
podcast
Wasn't that
network
all a
is
bunch
a
of-
great example of
Yeah.
that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, the last podcast network.
People love the last podcast on the left.
I just want to know if you said after he said if you could skip him, if you could be skipped in line. If
Could
you
I
said,
hold you here?
No worries.
Actually, that is a worry. I'm fucking
That is
late.
very-
So
I'm
can I get my
worrisome.
coffee?
See,
Yeah.
I wasn't being fake positive. I was like, actually, I have places to be, and I'm not an item, so no, you
Oh,
can't keep
Right,
me. You know?
exactly. Yeah.
And you were showing him that you were busy, so
What-
you were turning into a New Yorker.
Okay,
I got it.
but
In that
that's,
moment,
but
you
that's
were-
what I mean. People wouldn't treat you that way in LA, but you also wouldn't have that reaction in LA, right? You would say no worries in LA, right?
Well, I mean, if I had to get to work in LA, I'd still be like, sorry, dude, I gotta go.
My lift is here.
Yeah, I don't become a person with no integrity. Yeah, I'm taking a lift. What, are you trying to roast me over that? My $2 lift, I love it.
$2 lift. It doesn't exist.
It does.
doesn't
It does. I
exist.
swear it
The
does.
lift pool, man. You can get places here for $5 if you just ride with other people.
I'm saying if you don't mind riding with Scoots over here, show her the foot, Scoots.
Oh, come on. Don't do that.
Show her the foot, Scoots.
What do we
The
see?
foot
What
is-
am I going to see? Oh,
The foot is
perfect time. You look like a mummy.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, what are we
Yeah,
gonna do
it's
for your
spooky.
gauze and
I
what are we
love
gonna
it.
good to go?
What are we gonna do for your Halloween costume, Scoots?
Oh, my God.
I don't know if I'm gonna have a Halloween. I rarely do. I always have these ambitions of having a cool Halloween costume, and I never do it. Usually, I'm working, so it doesn't, work
Even better,
out.
you can
but-
do it at work.
Yeah. No, I guess they do
Yeah.
that there, but I don't know. I don't
How
know
about
what
you,
my-
Dan? You got any ideas?
Somebody asked if I would be a part of a group Halloween costume this year.
Oh! Let me guess.
If you guess it, I'll be very impressed.
It's not Mighty Ducks.
No.
Okay. That wasn't my guess.
Someone is going as Ruth.
Oh, you're gonna be Ellen
Justices.
They
Kagan.
want me to be. They
You're gonna
want
be
me to
Ellen
be Ellen
Kagan.
Kagan. 'cause
Supreme
I don't
Court
know if you
Justice.
know.
Oh,
Supreme
don't know if
Court
you know.
Justice Ellen Kagan.
We resemble each other.
Got it.
I'm
Oh,
thinking.
come on! Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm thinking to be a traffic cone because my son is
Oh.
going as a construction worker.
Oh, that's
Be a
cute.
big traffic cone.
Yeah, and I think his mom is gonna be a road sign. I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah, and then yourself, Shan.
I'm thinking I might be a character from this season of American Horror Story. Michael Langdon. He's the Antichrist.
The Antichrist.
Interesting.
Are you gonna do that in New York or in LA on the plane?
I might just. I don't even know if I'm gonna do anything for Halloween. I just know I have to do my show at work, and they wanted us to dress up, so I was like, okay, I'll just put this on.
If you need blood, our sketch comedy closet has
Oh,
Jeremy
gallons
has
of
tubes.
blood.
The man
Tubes of blood.
boobs comedy closet
Yeah.
is full of blood.
They made an early investment in blood that is not
blood
yet paid
breakaway.
off.
You want breakaways?
Yeah, we got
We got some
we got
breakaways.
Smashables.
You name it. Yeah.
Oh, I love Smashables.
Yeah.
We do too.
It's
That's-
it's one of those closets that if like the DEA or the FBI or somebody shows up, it's like maybe we just pass this by because there is weird sketch comedy stuff from the last 10 years in that closet that just would not make sense all laid out in a row.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a dildo in there. Really.
Giant gummy bear,
Oh, no.
dildo,
Giant gummy
wizard
bear.
costume.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Totally not
5-pound
used.
gummy bear.
I was wondering what
It's-
happens to the gummy bear. Under
I don't
this
know what
type
happens to it once it's been here for
Yeah.
10 years.
under
but you
this
can
type
ask
of
Jeremy.
atmospheric
dig
conditions.
it
What
up.
happens to the gummy bear?
It has
Has it-
over time it's getting smaller. Yeah. It's
Is it gotten
starting
like
to
juicier
collapse
on the
into
bottom?
itself.
Is it?
What?
It's not like
Juicy?
yeah. It's not like be liquefying. You know,
Did
like
you
what
have
happens in
Italian
Indiana
ices?
Jones?
Yeah.
Did you have
Italian-
Marino's Italian ices, the yellow ones in the
Wow.
cup?
Oh yes.
So
Did you flip them over?
at the bottom?
No.
At the bottom, there was always some like encrusted, like melted,
Crystally goodness.
melted and refrozen crystally goodness on the bottom of them. So the race, and they were sort of like cone shaped So the race was like to eat them around them until you could get the spoon underneath to flip them
Flip it
over.
over.
And it was like
We never talked about this. I used to do that all the fucking
It was like
time.
a cold creme brulee.
Oh,
It was like
Mwah.
the delicacy of Brooklyn and Queens, like ice cream, whatever. Like I love those Italian ices, and you would break the crust with your little wooden spoon that you ate your ices with.
Oh, so right on.
And I loved watermelon. That was my very favorite one.
I don't want to get your hopes up, but there are 2 of those in the freezer right
I
now.
remember.
Oh, it's going to be a
I
post podcast dessert. We'll split it 4 ways.
Hey,
Yeah, that's easy enough.
that's fine.
Cut them right in half. Yes. What else are we going to talk
Let's
about?
take a water break.
Oh, yeah, everybody take a water break
Yeah.
because it's hot in here.
I'm up for that.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
We've been trying to get sponsorship for the podcast from Polar Seltzer, basically just by talking about them all the time. It hasn't helped.
Yeah, it
You
does
haven't
not
just,
help. No.
added them on Twitter? Or just have
I
them
think
on-
we did that. I think
that.
we
added
we
them.
added on Twitter.
I think
we've
we done
added at
been
them.
adding
We've
them.
like.
Did you write
quoted-
them an email? I've been sending out
Did you quote
emails
tweet?
like all week, being like,
Ooh.
I'm a
"Hey,
creator.
Look at me. Yeah, I'm like, I'm on camera. Want to give me a T-shirt? You know, see? 'Cause
Does that help?
It does, I think.
It
right?
gives you T-shirts.
Yeah.
I was
I
very
did
minimum.
get 5 T-shirts. So
You did.
Yeah.
Bam.
That's how many I got on our recent tour of the Midwest. And I was telling the fellas that I was very inspired by the Build Up's Podheads.
oh,
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
he
The
really
build
liked
heads.
the pothead sketch.
I thought the Build Heads were like great, so that
Thank you so much.
that we would have Podheads that followed us on tour. I was telling the
He
fellas
kept saying that.
that we had to make the jokes different every night because
Yeah.
the Podheads would know. They'd be
They
like,
will.
you said the same thing in Columbus. Actually, a couple of your friends mentioned that we did say the same thing in Columbus.
Well, that unfortunately, we did have some people that came to more than one show.
That's not unfortunate. That's fortunate.
yeah, that's super cool.
Well, they didn't pay because they were friends.
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
bad.
But they
Oh,
were
that's
happy.
good.
That's
But then they
fortunate.
got free, and they also got free merch. Fuck, we lost
Yeah,
money
it's-
on them.
No, they're good
Sometimes
people.
it pays to not have friends.
What?
Just saying.
Brought to you by
All
the
I
good
need in
people
life
at
is a
Lyft.
Lyft driver
Yeah, exactly.
and no worries.
All right.
No
No,
worries.
all
no
you
worries
need.
and no endorsement money from any of the ride sharing
And
companies
5
talking
shirts.
about- Yeah, bleep them out, Jeremy, would you?
Yeah, let's bleep those people out.
Yeah.
Just those cars. Man, now I want to help you guys get this Polar sponsorship.
Look, if you can help us in any way, shape, or
I'm gonna
form,
try.
Tell them you're a creator.
we will kick
Yeah.
back. We will kick back any of the free seltzer we get.
You
Ah.
get.
Hey, man.
You could get
Promise.
1 out of every 5 bubbles we get. You
Sounds great.
No
to
worries
me.
about that.
Yeah.
Bubbles are gold.
0 worries.
Zero worries.
You-
Zero, and from going from no worries to 0 worries.
Yeah, that's the
It's
New
a
York
new
version.
Even more intense.
That's the East Coast version.
Negative
So-
Zero
worries, bro.
worries.
Negative.
And I'm not going to smile when I say it either.
I'd like to get to
No
Worry
smiling.
Town, please.
Worry down.
I do think that I'm not going to go back. I am. I'm going to go back to the New York LA thing. But
Wow.
I love LA. LA's always been this magical place to
LA.
Okay, we
me
get it.
because
we
of
love
that
it.
song.
We
No,
love it.
but so I'd always wanted to move out there. So every time I go, it's like, oh, I'm fulfilling some sort of like teenage high school or college thing. But the more I stay there, it does.
And then you threw up in the water.
I didn't do that. I
Yes, you did.
oh yeah, in the ocean.
We
Oh,
all
how
went
was
swimming
that?
in the ocean, and he got sick.
Jeremy threw
I
up.
was a gentleman about it, first of all, because I went underwater and puked, projectile puked underwater,
What
which
the
is
fuck?
hard.
Why do
Okay.
you love that? Because
It's
of the
hard.
mental
But
picture.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Doing anything in the ocean, like peeing, pooping,
Yep.
or vomiting, very great.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Pooping
the
is a little
chum,
much.
that's like chum. That's just like asking for sharks to come
Chum.
around.
I don't think
I mean,
sharks
if
eat
you get
defecation.
fucking ripped up by a shark, great way
Because
to go.
my friend
Because my friend
puked in the
puked.
ocean.
Not the
Yeah.
best way to
I
go.
don't
No
know.
How's that
worries.
gonna? How is that gonna look?
That's
on,
the
on your
EMT
headstone?
comes to pull you
Yeah.
out of the water just like right before you die. Am I gonna
Two
be
stumps for
okay?
legs.
No worries, bro.
No worries.
Aren't you
dead.
excited though to lose your body and find out what the fuck is next? Like I'm like, the
All
shark's
right.
gonna eat me up.
Yeah,
I'm like
release
ready
this-
to be a cool ball of energy now.
Yeah,
more-
I would just
coil,
prefer a
shuffle
more
off.
instantaneous thing. I feel like getting eaten by something is
Yeah.
fucked up, and that sucks.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe. I mean, we don't know until we're getting
don't-
chewed up and
That's-
digested.
That's
it's the
why I've
same
never,
reason why I've never done DMT, man.
I was gonna say that's the reason I've never moved to Florida because I don't want to be
Oh, yeah.
chewed up and eaten by anything. Imagine if we had pythons up here.
Oh, damn. That's so scary when you see the videos of people cutting them in half and ripping out like a full 6'4" grown-ass man. You're like,
Yeah.
"How did you
Oh,
get
wow.
in there?"
He's
That's
like,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Let's play two.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's 3-on-3 now. Shit.
Yeah.
Shaq's reanimated body.
Oh, speaking of reanimation, let's talk about this real quick.
Okay.
What do you think about Amy Winehouse hologram going on tour? I think that's fucked up, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave with that.
Should there be a statute of limitations like the post office? Like somebody has to be dead 25 years before they get a stamp?
Yo, it becomes it has to be public domain. All their music has to become public domain before people can start like
Oh no, that's
dishing them out and
that goes
using
a lot
them.
long. That goes a lot further. In that
No, I
case,
know.
we won't get a Michael Jackson.
No, not till
hologram for-
21.
Exactly.
Wait, we don't already have a Michael Jackson hologram? I thought we did.
under
We had-
our statute
okay.
that we envision.
Yeah.
What a great job that would be, though, if you were like the agent for that.
Oh,
Like, yeah, what do you want to
Easy
tour?
money.
What do you want to tour? What do you want? Oh no, I got hologram Michael Jackson. I got hologram Amy Winehouse. We could do a co-bill. The flip flop nights, just like
Yeah.
Headline.
who's gonna
one
do
will
it? Live Nation's in on it.
Yeah.
Do you think that like the PR teams would be like, let's have the holograms start dating, and they have them walking outside
Right.
hotels,
Right,
like, oh my god,
exactly,
Amy
yeah.
Winehouse and Michael
Well,
Jackson.
America's sweetheart, but with
Yeah.
holograms.
Just, I feel like they're so sick they'd do it.
She's a heck of a waver, but she's a terrible hugger.
I
The
get
meet
it.
and greets. The meet and greets have gone so terribly.
Hopefully
Or they just
holograms
take
will
even
get a
like
touch.
even people who aren't singers and stuff. Like it'd be like it's Michael Jackson, and you see in the wing is hologram Marilyn Monroe, just
Yeah.
like waiting there.
That'd be
that's
the
not-
worst.
Oh no, but that would be great too.
That'd be
Yeah,
good.
that's just taking a step further. Fuck it, they're just cartoons now.
Yeah.
Just,
Just
Oh, Betty
anybody.
Boop.
Betty Boop is on the
would do very
side.
well on tour.
Oh,
Betty
yeah,
Boop
she'd
would
kill
do
it.
She would
Great.
do great. Yeah.
She's still so wildly popular with people, and I'm like, how? Like, you know
How?
those people who are like, I love Betty Boop, and you're like, wait, what? That's
When
your
was the last time
personality?
you saw Betty Boop?
I mean, I saw some people on Twitter being like, I got a Betty Boop tattoo, and I was like, shit, girl.
Okay.
She's an icon.
My niece took a liking one year of her life. Took a liking to Elvis, which is sort of in the same ballpark. I feel like because she's 8 years old,
Yeah.
and she's like starts collecting Elvis memorabilia. I was like,
Did she start crooning? Is she crooning as well? No,
No.
crooning, not mooning.
That was crooning.
No, crooning,
Crooning
is
is like
love me,
Oh, oh, oh.
tender love.
very different.
No, negative.
Crooning is I love L.A.
No, fuck him.
I'm so sad that we
Fuck
had the New
Randy
York
Newman.
LA conversation.
Why?
It's
Don't
such
feel
a
bad.
bummer.
No
It's not a
worries.
bummer.
No worries.
It's not a bummer.
But you obviously have worries. That's
You
the
have
thing.
Now I
you
have
have
worries.
your
I'm gonna
you
go
have
home
your
and cry.
own.
It's
You have your
contagious.
own specific things.
I
Don't
will.
you hate the New York LA combo though?
I'll take the train with you if you.
I
wanna
like
feel
going
safe
back
on
and
the train.
Oh,
forth.
thank you.
I like being able to spend some time there and some time here. I think
Yeah,
you
I
get
like
the
it both.
best. It's nice.
Last time we all went was over a year ago, and that was a scary time in my life. I really wanted, even though we gorged on burgers the whole time, I really wanted to be back in New York. But I had a good time, even though
This is LA.
Jeremy puked in the ocean by me.
Still so
Go back to
impressive,
that.
so cool.
Thank
no,
you.
don't
Wow.
be ashamed.
I am not. I am not. I am
for
owning
you,
it.
so-
I am living my story.
If you're gonna own it and live it, and get one of those buttons printed up, those like big photo buttons that people have like of their relatives and stuff, and just it's of
I
you.
vomited in the ocean.
Yeah, it's of you holding a sign that says "I puked in the ocean."
But you know what? But they didn't tell you this, but I intentionally knew it was happening. I knew what was happening, and so I waded beyond them with the current so that they wouldn't have puke all over them.
Yeah,
I
right
went a
before he
couple
went under, he
feet
stuck his
down.
finger in his mouth
He
and was
tested
like,
the wind.
"Well, the wind's going this way,
so I'm gonna
might
puke."
as well go over there.
Yeah.
Check it out."
I mean, there's a lack of gratitude. You know, he could have just vomed right on you.
Yes, he
Yes.
could have. He could have.
Or it could be like in your in your up in your
Vicinity.
grill. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it would have been
Creeping
better
on
if
you.
you just, swam to shore and just like unloaded on the beach.
On
And
the
then-
sand.
sand?
on
yeah,
the
but then you
sand.
take the sand and you cover it up and then it's gone.
More
And then a
sand.
jellyfish.
kid goes and starts digging for a sandcastle. And they're like,
Yeah,
"What's
and the
all
kid's
this
like,
man vomit."
This is
yeah, it's
LA.
fine. And then the kid's
You know
like,
what they're gonna find.
the
on
kid's gonna be like, "Hey, you know what? This is gonna be a super sturdy sandcastle now.
He would be
structural
like,
puke.
Super sturdy sandcastle.
Foundational
Say that 3 times
puke.
fast.
"Hey, look, it's a vegan burger puzzle."
You're trying.
Nice try,
An
guys.
onion
I'm gonna take
burger
direction well. I'm like, yes, sir.
cornerstone. Appearing with you guys on the build was a lot of fun. I've never met
Yay.
two wonderful comedians who are just as tall as each other and perfect.
Yeah, Rob is a little bit taller than me.
No, because you had heels on that day or something.
Oh, maybe. I don't even remember
You
what
had
I was
boots on.
wearing. It was something like, you know what? And he slouches, and I was probably trying to.
There we
stand
go.
up
You guys
straight.
met in the middle, like
Yeah,
Chicago.
gotta meet in the middle.
Yeah, I think you guys are just so tall for each other.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
really sweet.
You're
It's so,
so
nice
tall for each
to be
other.
told I'm tall. You know, I'm only 5'8" 3/4. So
I'm like
sometimes it hurts.
5'7.5". So
Yeah,
Oh, that's
You're tall
great.
to me.
5'7" and a little.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Okay.
how tall are you?
I usually say 5'8", but I'm 5'7" and something.
We're both 5'7" and something, and that's why
5'7".
I say that we're so tall for each other. But this is a
You know
This
what?
is a
Tall,
phrase-
tall is a phrase from the Roaring Twenties that is smoking weed.
what? I didn't know about
Yeah, you
that.
call somebody like, "Hey, that guy's tall because he's high."
Oh, I get it.
Oh,
Let's bring that
Just
back.
in case.
I like
I love
that,
that. That's a
yeah.
good one. That's a good one.
In that case, tall all day.
Where's
Tall all
No,
day.
never be short.
yeah?
Never
Where's
be
Danny?
short. I
Wow.
like that.
Yeah.
That'll be
Sound
the
good.
album cover. Never
Well,
be short.
speaking of never be short, that's the reason why I hate Randy Newman because he wrote that fucking song. Short people got no reason to live.
Oh,
It's a
that's
real
rude.
fucking- it's-
That's real
They
rude.
got tiny hands and little nose.
It
and
turns
all
out we have Randy Newman right here in the studio with us. Randy, would you like to defend yourself?
Well, I just do what I like to do.
Danny is not really a fan of your stuff, Randy. And,
Well, I have to make sure I can't fucking do Randy Newman. I don't want to go right into doing the fucking
It was a great try, though.
he's game. He's
I'm
he's
always-
a goer.
I'm always game, but if it's not going well, I cut it quick.
Damn.
And maybe I should let it go. But
Pull the
I respect
parachute
that.
cord.
there he is, the Walking Dead. All I can do is the Family Guy
left
version of
foot,
that.
right
That's all.
foot,
Close
left
enough.
foot, right foot.
Anyway,
You
you
had
can suck it.
You had said that Rob slouches, and that reminded me that they make these things now that you stick on your back,
Oh, yes.
and they give you electrical pulses. every
Get the
time you
freak out of
slouch
here.
Yeah, I
Really?
need that.
I know.
I
I
have
need
really
that.
bad posture.
I need that too, but I just threw my back out. I hope I can make it to work
Do you
tomorrow.
think you can really? Are you
That-
really? Yeah, he looks.
Get some,
Yeah,
put some heat
he
on
does
that.
not
For the
look
listener,
okay.
this is like a win set I haven't seen in Michael.
No, it's a true thing. I feel like everything's bad down to one vertebrae, and everything under that is fine, but everything above that is shitty.
I
That's
think
the
you got
important
the
stuff.
jelly donut is coming out. You know
Is
what
that
they
an
talk-
LA thing? Is it?
No, it's like when you're.
Oh,
when you
my
get,
sli-
like,
I have a slipped disc.
Yeah, like
my
the
jelly donut is.
coming out.
Oh, that's so disgusting and
Yeah.
scary and scarily accurate. Probably.
I was thinking that you were gonna have to sit on one of those donuts, but then that's like.
Yeah, I
when
thought you meant
just
hemorrhoid
lost it.
Probably
pillows.
have to
Yeah,
do that
yeah,
too.
because I have to
yeah.
drive for a living now.
You guys all have hemorrhoids, yeah.
What?
Never had
I
hemorrhoid.
don't.
Oh, no?
I don't know. Are we collecting them?
Wait, have you had
Oh, yeah,
hemorrhoids?
I gotta catch them all.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was
Is that
gonna
a? Is
say.
that a? Are you bringing it up to tell the world that you've had hemorrhoids?
I mean, I think I have anal fissures.
Anal fissures.
Fissures.
Yeah.
I'm with
Butt
you.
Cuts,
Is that
You're
what-
not
you know?
alone.
I
Butt
have-
cuts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, butt cuts.
I have
Yeah.
anal
Yeah.
fissure cats.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, they're bigger than regular cats, and they kill cats.
Oh no,
know.
I don't like
Exactly
when
right.
cats die.
You've never had an anal fissure cat?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
They look more like otters.
I had a hemorrhoid at 35,
Damn.
and
30.
It
How do they
was
survive in
miserable.
that?
Did you have to stick a wax suppository up your ass?
My question
Wow.
is, how do they survive at that temperature? I thought that they die once the temperature is under 50 degrees.
it's like the jungle. You can hang in the jungle. You just need some stuff to eat.
Hemorrhoid at 35, I thought would be frozen and not be able to move anymore.
I hate it.
Just
It's the
fall.
worst shit in the world.
Yeah, right?
It's uncomfortable and you can't take a shit anymore.
Do you use
And
squatty potty?
no, but
Helps.
I've threatened to for years.
Don't stop
We had a
threatening.
Don't
Just do
threat,
it.
do
It's
it.
so good.
Yeah,
Really?
Do you use
I wanna
squatty potty?
But-
Yeah, I love squatty potty. I used to shit blood on the daily,
Who
like
would-
every day. I
just
thought
for
shitting blood
squeezing
was just
normal,
normal.
yeah.
And then I started using squatty potty, and I was like, the turds were just like
Normally
flying
out of me.
they were just like, what's
Did
up,
it-
girl? Yeah.
Didn't need to be convinced to leave.
Yeah, you didn't have to push. They're
Interesting.
just like little snakes. You're playing a little flute
Yeah.
for them, and they're like, "Woo, yeah." You know. I'm just saying.
Just so, yeah.
My one of my old roommates wanted a squatty potty but didn't get a squatty potty, but instead had two like mildly inflated basketballs that were just in the bathroom. It was just like such a buzzkill. Like if you had like someone, you're entertaining someone and they went to the bathroom and they're like, why do you have two like halfway inflated basketballs? I'm like, it's squatty potty.
I have yoga blocks.
Yeah, you can do
that would
that.
work.
It's not
Your
fucking
own.
science.
No, bought one
Something-
was I liked their video and I was like,
Oh,
props
yeah.
for
Right.
giving me the message and selling it to me right and inspiring me.
And then
to
it
squat.
did it, and it worked.
Sobbing, break my marriage, moving out of this apartment that I'm in, share my wife, my foot, love very much. Took 2 yoga blocks of hers to shit.
Oh, you took-
To shit in my bachelor
Oh, okay,
apartment. Like I
okay.
didn't go and buy no yoga blocks.
No. She have other yoga blocks? Or
She
did
had
you-
extra- she had extra.
Okay.
Did she know that you took them? Did she ever say, "Hey, Mike, did you ever take those
Oh, I
two
think,
yoga blocks
no,
from
I
me?"
think I held them up and was like, I'm taking these.
Oh,
Yeah. Can
You can
You can take
Can
this.
isn't that the image, right?
Yeah.
Like what image?
you can have the praying mantises I'm taking.
Oh, she didn't want to get involved with the praying mantis anymore because she went away and I didn't take care of them. I knew August was going to come around and be too hot, well, or be die. But whenever it was, they started to die off as soon as she went away.
no.
Yeah. And I was attacked. She's like, now I don't want to get them anymore because I'm too attacked.
Rest in peace.
Red man,
Let's all put our hands
Oh.
together.
GG.
Red Man and Gigi Allen.
I'm not so.
And that'll be fun to be a hologram. Gigi Allen.
Yeah.
We'll
You know
kill
what?
Red Man and then hologram Red
Yeah.
Man.
You
Do you have to kill them?
Oh, you don't have to. Well, you
like
just
25
die.
years. They got dead 25
No,
years.
we just get holograms. Like you
Yeah, yeah.
You got to go to 3D studio.
That'd be
Let's
great.
go.
I could send my hologram to work in New York and be like,
Right?
fuck it.
The next video on VH1.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah.
Come
Grande. Doesn't. She doesn't have a wallet. She's hologram. So I'm gonna actually collect. I don't know.
Here. That was full of
This hologram,
That was a
this
ghost hand.
hologram won't turn on until this much money has been
It keeps
deposited in my
falling
bank
through. Yeah,
Yeah.
please insert
Thank
coin.
you.
It's, yeah.
That's smart.
What if it's an all hologram Coachella lineup next year?
I mean, they had those stupid
That was
posters
jokey.
going around last year that had all the funny ways that you could do that. Johnny Cash and the
But
Beatles.
I don't think the Tupac one went particularly well. Did it? But they still keep
Really?
putting
I don't
them
know
out.
why. I don't
I don't
get
know.
it. I think it's
That was the
weird
first one,
too.
right?
Like, would they have a full backing band
Yeah, I think
with
they have
like
a full
it's
band.
a full band,
I'm saying,
and then
How do
they
you
all
get
got to be
a
good musicians
hologram?
on a click track to
How do
make
you
sure
get-
that doesn't screw up.
But I'm saying, how do you get a hologram of the London Symphony Orchestra? That seems like a tall order.
No, Google.
Did somebody order the
Just
London
Google.
Symphony Orchestra? I'm looking at you, Cypress Hill. hey, did we order them? I forgot, man.
That's my Cypress
That's the
Hill.
graphics.
okay.
That's the early '90s graphics.
yeah, totally
bong.
graphics.
Graphics bong
There's
sound.
there's a skull
There's a
rattling.
yeah.
There's a skull rattling around. Shannon, you have got to have some plugs that you want to popularize
You
with
do.
our
Yes,
podcast
please.
audience.
Oh,
Please.
man.
I know that you have some.
Twits, the Instas, the
Yeah.
You got
That's social media, but if you can,
Oh yeah,
you know,
shows.
whatever you got shows, you got TV shows,
Hologram
you got-
tours.
Yeah, I'm
Hologram
touring
tours.
as a hologram all around the country. I think it's just easiest to follow my social. My last name is Coffey, Coffey. You can find that's my Instagram name, just that. And then if you add an S on the end, Coffees, that's my Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
What was it? Was because coffee was taken?
Yeah, it's taken by this stupid guy who made one tweet in like 2007,
What a
and he's
jerk.
been sitting on it. And I'm like, just
I'm
give
not
it to
going
me.
to pay you. I'm not paying you.
Yeah, I don't even think it's illegal to pay them.
No, it's legal.
It's,
Really?
oh, okay, well, come on, let's get this guy
Let's
off.
get this guy.
We had somebody try to extort.
Tried to cyber squat Danny.
Someone said on DannyTamborelli.com for a long ass time, and about 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, maybe I'll get it.
But
And-
before that, though, when they booked it, they emailed Man Boobs and they were like, "Hey,
just
we
so you
have
know.
DannyTamborelli.com. We would like to make you an offer." And I
it was like
responded some
5,000
smart ass
bucks. And he didn't even let me respond. He responded being like,
Jeremy was like,
"You got the lemon. You got the lemon of websites." Like,
It's like if you're expecting to get rich, you chose the wrong
poorly,
website.
sir.
Yeah. That's so annoying. I hate when people do that. I get messages all the time. People being like, "Sell me your screen name." I'm like, "No, I'm using it, asshole." I'm
What do you want me to
actively
sell you
using
my screen name
Well,
for?
they're worth money now because of influencers and
Because
social
it says
media
coffee
icons.
in it.
Well, Coffee
Yeah.
Street is
You
in
know,
Red Hook.
yerba coffee. They want
True.
coffee with a Y.
Yeah, Coffee Street's in
Yeah.
Red Hook. There's a lot
I
of.
think there's a country music man named Anderson Coffee or something.
Never heard of him.
And he's like, "I need this." I'm like, "No, you don't.
Yeah.
Go home."
Coffeemusic.com.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
country.
getting in your
There you
van,
go.
Anderson.
Yeah, stop trying to make me get into the van.
Don't pay the cabbie.
I'm so sad. I hate the van.
This is
Look, it's just 8 more characters.
This
That's
has
what I was
been-
doing here, counting Anderson's. Like,
This-
oh, yeah, it's 8.
this is Shannon Coffey. S
With an S.
with an S.
With the S spelled out.
With the S spelled out. She's
What
been a
el-
wonderful guest.
Yeah, okay, that's all.
Yeah.
Is that all you want to give?
You got to
4
have
days.
some
Yeah.
more
Is
stuff.
You
there
have some
anything
LA
else?
stuff that would probably hit the same
Yeah.
time this drops.
Oh, okay, yeah. Rob Michael Hugo and I host a monthly stand-up show at UCB LA and UCB Sunset, and our next one is November 6th at 8:30 p.m. UCB Sunset. Come
What's it
out.
called? What's it called? Does it have like
That
a
Annoying
theme name?
Comedy Show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's not just a clever name.
Oh.
No, I mean it's called That Annoying Comedy Show, and it's all stand-up,
Nice.
and we're really funny.
It's not really
Hosts.
No, it's not that annoying.
Yeah.
We just used to be we used to do 2-person improv together and be called That Annoying. And then we were like, well, now we're That Annoying hosting a comedy show. Let's do That Annoying Comedy Show.
I like it.
It's also election night, so make sure if you're
Yeah.
To vote.
Yes.
you go
See the-
vote first,
vote,
and then
then
you
see
go to
the
the
show.
show.
If
Yes,
you
very
come and you
important.
haven't voted, I will not let you
Participate.
LOL. No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you're not going to be allowed to enjoy the jokes.
Yeah.
She's going to take those I voted
You'll be
stickers
sent- you'll be
and put them on
sent
your
to-
mouth.
I'm going to
No
give you
vote
all my
purgatory.
worries. Take all your
Yeah,
no
all
worries
Oh,
away.
You can-
that's the only time when no worries is not okay.
All
Yeah.
of my worries.
I didn't vote. No worries. No.
Oh my God.
That
Please
is
vote.
a worry. Please,
vote.
please vote.
It's weird,
Oh,
but
God.
I do another podcast, the Sex and the City podcast, and we found out that Carrie, the lead character of Sex and the City, doesn't vote. She says it on the show.
How do
on
we
one of the
how do we find out?
I mean, I know it's a character, but still, it was a little shocking to me that
There's no episode where
she
character
goes
in a
to
TV
vote.
show that was so
No,
huge.
there's an episode where she actually says, "I don't vote."
Yeah, I mean,
I
I,
don't
feel
think
like
it's
I
just
still know
because-
those people who are like,
I
it's
don't-
rigged, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, please,
Yeah.
for the love of God, just
Please vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've cut loose some friends because of that.
Please vote, people.
Really?
Please vote.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, before we say goodbye, I just wanted to say that we're part of the Last Podcast Network. Check them out, lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Mm-hmm.
Also, check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Danny and Mike
With the N spelled out. If you have
Shannon, how stupid is that?
if you have a problem,
How stupid is that? To
if
say
you have a
with the
problem with
N's?
Danny and Mike with the N
Quiet.
spelled out, call 347-470-8150 and give us a piece
We
of
have
your
a
mind.
voicemail, yeah. But why would you tell someone with the and spelled out on a website where ampersands don't work?
They will.
Shannon,
Oh,
don't-
I
in the
Just
next-
no, please indulge me. Just before the last bit. This is
Here's
he started.
D&D.
Look, he started with D&D. I need to end with this.
Okay.
It's stupid, right? You tell someone with the and spelled out.
I
on a
honestly, I mean, why not? The clarity, you want to get people there, right?
There you
Is it killing you? Is it killing
No
you?
worries,
Doing
Dan.
so good.
You would, I feel people would be like, just the letter N, you know?
Okay.
The people are dumb.
Yes,
People are dumb.
People are dumb.
I love people, but they're dumb.
At the same time.
Man, I guess
Yeah.
I'm 0 for 2 in this podcast. And we can't win with D&D, and I can't win with the and spelled out.
That's right. Well, you can find Danny at D Tamborelli on the twits.
With
at
the Dan spelled out.
Danny Tamborelli on the Instas. Michael's at Michael C. Morona. I am at Remy Balin and Jeremy Balin on things. And this is at Coffee. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on a beautiful future episode. And
Yeah.
before we go,
Don't hate
On
too
the count
much
of
on
three.
New York. Please, come back.
let's say it all together. No
worries.
No worries.
No worries. We didn't count to 3. No worries.
Yeah, no worries.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Balin. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.